So, good morning everyone. This morning's class is called Stand Tall. Lots of things around this, so mainly it's a postural focus, so there's so much more to posture than just posture. There's confidence, there's by standing tall, there's energy, efficiency, optimal performance, optimal energy transfer around the body, more joy, more everything basically. When our body's in good posture and good alignment, we move better, we feel better. So that's what this class is all about. So start by coming down onto your backs. Think about the back of your neck being long, shoulder blades open, sacrum resting heavily into the mat. And let's start by closing down our eyes. Just take a moment to breathe into your belly. Feel your belly rise on your inhale, taking up space. Feel it soften on your exhale. As you lie here, think about the weight through your body, so from the top of your head right down into your feet, those feet landing firmly on the mat. As you breathe, think about the lateral expansion of the ribs outwards, upwards towards the ceiling, and those back ribs imprinting into the mat, this 360 breath as we connect to our breath this morning. Allowing it to flow in and out of the nose. As you lie here, let's take a moment to tune into our body this morning. Notice what we're feeling. Maybe it's the first time we've paid attention to ourselves. Taking a moment to pause, notice whether you're holding on to any tension or tightness, and just notice where in the body you're holding that. As you breathe, allow your breath to move around the body to those areas. Imagining the breath is like water moving through a pipe, dissipating that tension and tightness, just flushing it away. And then take a moment to tune into your mind. Notice whether your mind feels busy, still, calm, anxious. Perhaps you've got a huge to-do list for the day ahead. Maybe some frantic plans for the weekend. Just try and let go of anything that's not going to be helpful. Any unwanted thoughts, any negative thoughts. Just imagine popping them on a cloud and letting that cloud just float past your eyes, taking those unwanted thoughts with it and allowing yourself to detach from them and allow yourself to become fully present, fully connected, mind and body on your mat. Last breath here. And then we're going to take our hands to our thighs, root down through our feet. Make sure you're loading big toe, little toe, heel, that nice firm tripod base of support. Peel your bottom up, coming into this low bridge. Think about the glutes, tucking the tailbone slightly towards the back of the knees. Give them a prod, give them a tap. Make sure they are awake this morning. Nice, hands to the two front hip points, middle finger to pubic bone, thumb to belly button. You create this diamond-like shape and visualize pulling everything in towards the middle of the diamond. We want to think about strong glutes. That's going to help us stand taller. Lengthen that lower back. Good. And from here, we're going to start to walk our feet. So we're loading one glute, then the other. We're also working independent hip movement. Again, to stand tall, we need to make sure that every part of our body is working optimally. A lot of us spend a lot of time sitting, so we need to find that independent hip movement back in our bodies again. Hips are often quite a sticking point, so just walk left to right. Good. Really think about keeping the pelvis sort of still and not tilting and tipping all over the place. You're really putting the attention into the glute that's being loaded, and just notice how easy or challenging that feels this morning. Really think about that low back being long as well. Good. Let's do two more. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. And then we're going to take our right hand to the sky, pull back on the right fingers as you start to slowly pulse with the glutes. So little lift and lowers. Again, keep that tailbone tucked towards the back of the knees. Push through the hand, push to the ceiling as you pull back, And you're spreading the fingers, spreading the palm, opening up through that forearm. Swap sides, left fingers pull back. Breathe. Nice work. Good. Notice what you're feeling in your glutes as you pulse. Let's take those hands to fists, circle in those wrist joints both ways. Go slowly and really push down and pull up. So you're feeling the muscles over the top of the wrist, really getting a good sort of stretch. And then we're going to do our favorite jazz hands. So big stars, tight fists, and let's go. Let's really warm these forearms up. Important before we start to load them. Warming up our wrists. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it off. And then roll upper back, middle back, lower back, down to the mat. Palms face each other, fingertips towards the ceiling. And we're going to start to lift our fingers towards the ceiling, pulling our shoulder blades apart. And then make a fist and pull your elbows and the whole of your arm and shoulder into the mat. Feel those shoulder blades kind of squeezing in. Reach them away again. We're getting this protraction and retraction again. Posture, standing tall. We need to have that sort of optimal alignment in the shoulders. And if our shoulder blades are stuck, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So pull those elbows into the mat. Really make sure your ribs aren't flaring as you do this. Reach away. Feel those shoulder blades pulling apart. Pull them down and in. Squeeze. Reach away. Squeeze back down and into the mat. Good. Nice. From here, we're going to move on to our abdominals. So interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows frame your face. Let's lift the feet towards the sky. Watch you don't roll back in your pelvis, okay? We want that sacrum loaded. That bony bit at the base of the spine. Inhale here, exhale, lift. Pull this low belly down and back. Think about slurping everything in towards the middle of that diamond. Inhale, slowly come down. Exhale, we lift. Left arm reaches towards that left ankle. Reach a little higher. Hand behind the head. Inhale, come down. Exhale, we lift. Right hand reaches towards the right ankle. Reach a little higher. Connect to those deep abdominals. Hand behind the head. Inhale, come down. Good. Exhale, lift again. Left arm reaches. Reach a little higher. Make a fist. Pull that left elbow and upper arm into the mat just like you did. Reach that back up. Hand behind the head. Inhale, come down. Good. Exhale, lift again. Right arm reaches towards the right ankle. Reach a little higher. Make a fist with the right hand. Pull that right arm into the mat. Elbow bent. Reach it back up, hand behind the head, inhale, come down. You should be feeling this low in the abdominals. Good. Exhale, we lift again. Left arm reaches, reach a little higher, pull back to the mat again, same thing, reach it out again. Hand behind the head, inhale, come down. Good. Exhale, we lift. Right arm reaches, reach a little higher, make a fist. Pull that right elbow into the mat. Feel the shoulder blades snugging on the back body. Reach the right arm up again. Hand behind the head. Inhale, come down. Good job, guys. Exhale, lift again. This time the left arm's going to reach and then you're going to slice it to the outer edge of the right thigh. Right hand is going to come down. Left hand is going to take the right wrist and pull. Really pull into those deep abdominals. Feel that connection. Hands behind the head, inhale, come down. Whew, I am warm. Exhale, lift. Right arm reaches, slice it to the outer edge of the left thigh. Left arm comes to meet it, right hand takes left wrist and pull. Really lift off those shoulders, feel that hug into the deep abdominals. Good, hold it. Hand behind the head, inhale, come down. Whew, that should feel a little bit juicier. Just have a little massage of your sacrum. And then we're going to rock and roll on the back. So think about, as you're rocking and rolling, how smoothly can you move through each vertebrae, okay? So you're rocking them back one by one and then placing them back down. Come on over onto all fours. Think about wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's set this really solid quadruped up. Watch the neck isn't dropped forwards. We're going to do some scapular slides. So again, just like we did on the mat, you push your hands into the mat, the shoulder blades pull apart, and then you soften the chest down as the shoulder blades draw in. Push apart, squeeze together. Again, really important. This is connecting all the way down into our abdominals through the fascial connections of our body. Good. Squeeze. And again, a lot of people have very weak shoulders, very weak back bodies, and that can often be what impacts posture, helping us, well, stopping us from standing tall and ending up all rounded. Good. Push apart. Let's do one more. Really feel that connection, that sliding of the scapula. Push apart. Good. Then we come back to neutral. Left hand goes behind the head. Elbow out to the side. Rotate to the left. You're opening in your thoracic. I don't want you taking your gaze. Just take your elbow up to the sky and then bring it towards the right elbow. Open up, so you're moving in this upper back. Rotate. Open up, left elbow to the sky. Keep pulling this right shoulder away from the ear. Keep it sitting in neutral on the back body. Good. Last one. After this, good. Open up, close. Good. From here, swap sides. So left hand down, right hand behind the head. Right elbow is out to the side. Pull that left shoulder away from the ear. Open the right elbow to the sky. Pull the left shoulder away. Touch the right elbow to the inner left elbow. Open up again. Really nice. Keeping the pelvis stable. We're moving through our spine. Again, sticky spines, very common. It's going to stop us moving efficiently and optimally. Good. I think we've got one more. My counting, you'll be pleased to know for 2023 isn't any better. Good. Right hand down. Let's come into dolphin. Interlace your hands, forearms on the mat. Release the neck, tuck the toes, lift the bum to the sky. Really lift up and out of that mat. Left heel comes to the bum. We're going to circle 3 times in that hip joint one way and 3 times the other way. Keep lifting up and out of the mat. Again, really important to work into our hips. We need to make sure they are mobile and fluid. So often they get so sticky because so much of the movement we do is in one plane of motion. So we're either going forwards and back, we're never getting into the full hip joint. So keep the pelvis still, move the hip within its socket. Reverse 3 times. Really slow it down, move through treacle. Good, place the foot down, take a little child's pose. Little finger into the mat, breathe into those back ribs, breathe into those back lungs. Feel the expansion. Again, breath is important to help us stand tall. And then when you're ready, come and stand at the top of the mat. If you've got your blocks, this is where they might start to be useful. Feet hip distance apart, root through the floor. Lengthen the spine. Arms forwards, reach them away. Those scapula are pulling apart, lift them up. Really elevate. Find that extra space between each rib. Hinge from the hips, bum goes back, plant the hands, left foot steps back, lower the left knee, untuck the back foot. We're coming to a power pose. So I show you front on, your arms are in a Y, okay? This is a very common power pose, but again, standing tall. We sort of stand into our power, stand into ourselves. Squeeze this left bum cheek, root down through this left shin, and really elevate. Feel that openness through the body. Good. Hands to the mat. Step back, plank, zip up through the front line of the body. Set the shoulders on the back body. Good. From here, lower the knees. Slowly lower with control. Watch the neck doesn't dive forwards. Keep it lifting back. Lovely. Instead of cobra, we're coming to cactus arms. Release the head, and then you're going to lift those arms and lower, lift and lower. Reframe the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift up and back, down dog. Walk the feet in, have a little pedal. Notice where you might feel tight and sticky this morning. Left leg goes long, hug it to the chest, step it forwards, lower the back knee, untuck the back foot. Back to our power pose. Really embody this. Feel into it as you stand there in your Y shape. Push through that right shin, squeeze that right glute. Good. Hands to the mat, back foot steps in, lengthen the spine, come up to stand. Good. Nice work, guys. Soft knees. Again, arms forwards and up, reach them away, clear that top of the shoulder bone, elevate through the spine. We're not arching in our back, we're holding this neutral posture. Good, hinge back, lengthen the spine, watch the neck, hands to the mat, right foot steps back, lower the right knee, back toe stays tucked. Squeeze that right bum cheek, let's roll those shoulders. Again, arms are down, we're moving the scapula here. The top of the arm bone is staying centered and we're moving the scapula. Get some real fluidity again. We want to make sure we've got every opportunity to have this ability to stand well. Hands to the mat, step back plank, zip up through the front line of the body, squeeze the bum. If you need to lower the knees, do. There's no, just take the ego out of it. If you haven't already, lower the knees and then slowly lower towards the mat. Hold the abdominal wall. Don't just allow yourself to collapse. Make it challenging every single time. Good. Back to our cactus arms. Release the head and squeeze the bum as you hug the belly and lift. This time you can add in legs as well. Release, lift, release. Do one more, lift. Working that back body, frame the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift up and back, down dog. Again, have a little pedal. Notice if it's sort of freeing up, feeling a little bit more fluid. Right leg goes long, hug it towards the chest, step it forwards, lower the back knee, back toe stays tucked. We're coming back to our shoulder rolls. So big, juicy shoulder rolls. Really stabilize through the lower body, squeeze that left glute, push through those left toes. Good. Really make sure those shoulders are lifting up and pulling back. Hands to the top of the mat, back foot steps in, lengthen the spine, come up to stand. Good. First sequence, feet hip distance apart, arms forwards and up. We're going to come back to a high lunge. So back, left foot steps back, make sure that back toe is bent, back knee is bent, pushing through those back toes. You're going to take your right hand to the top of your left glute. Make sure your left glute is on. Fist with the left hand and reach that fist to the sky. Make that power pose in a slightly different way. And then you're going to side bend over to the right. Breathe here. Come back to center. Side lunge to the left of your mat. Really sit back into those glutes, length in the spine. Slurp the belly up. Good. Rotate to the back of the mat. We're coming back to that same high lunge. Left hand to the top of the right glute this time. Give it a, make sure you can feel that right glute lifting up into that left hand. Right arm elevates, make a fist, punch it to the sky. Find that length. And then side bend over to the left. Breathe. Back to center, side lunge to the right. So you're going back the way you came. Sit back into those glutes. Feel it in that inner thigh. Good. Nice. Working into the hips. Rotate back. Coming to our high lunge again. Pause here for a moment. Good. And then hands, left hand to the mat. You're going to take the right hand just as we did on in all fours behind the head. You're going to open up to the right and then bring the right elbow to the left elbow. Open up to the right. If you need height so that your back doesn't round, bring yourself up onto a block. Good. Blocks are brilliant for keeping optimal alignment. That's why we use them. It's not any other reason than that. Good. Open up. Good. And then from here, take this right hand inside the right foot. Land the back left foot, so rotating it towards the long edge of the mat. Left fist pushes into the mat, and then you're going to pull the left elbow, release the arm. Bring it back down. So it's a slightly different thoracic rotation, and you're also getting into that inner right thigh. Good. Let's do two more. Pull, open. Good. Pull, open. Nice, I think last one. Good. And then rotate back to the top of the mat. Land this right foot. Left foot knee comes to the chest. Just stabilize, balance, left knee to chest. Stand here for a breath. Hold that right glute. Right hand to the outer edge of the left thigh. Left arm comes behind you. You're twisting to the left.
Again, keeping the pelvis still, and then we're going to back circle. So you're adding a bit of movement, challenging your balance, working into this shoulder again. Good. Breathe. Nice. Come back to center. We're coming to figure 4 standing. If you need something to hold on to, that's fine. But you're crossing your left foot over your right thigh as you hinge back. Bit like if you were sat in a chair. So if you need to hold on to something or bring your hands down to blocks, do. But sit back and feel it opening through this whole outer glute. Keep the length in the spine, keep the neck in neutral. Breathe. Nice. Pause and feel this openness. Left foot comes down, let's do the other side. Feet hip distance apart, soft knees, arms forwards and up. Lengthen the spine. Right foot steps back, you're in high lunge. Soft back knee, push through those back toes. Elevate through the fingertips again. And then you're going to take the left hand to the top of the right glute. Right hand makes a fist, punching that right hand to the sky, and then side bend over to the left. So you want to feel it opening in this right hip flexor. Really drive down through that right foot. Good, those right toes. Side lunge to the right of the mat. Sit back, slurp up the belly. Move left, right, left. Good, and then you rotate to the back of the mat again. Arms up, and then take the right hand to the top of the left glute this time. Push into those left toes. Left hand makes a fist, punching it to the sky, finding space, and then side bend over to the right again. Breathe. Pausing in this side bend, feel it in that left hip flexor. Good, back to center, side lunge, back, turning to the left, sit back into those glutes, lengthen the spine, just moving side to side. Really hinge back, so we're hinging back and moving. The knees aren't coming crazy far forwards, and look at this, the length and the position of my triple S and my spine. Rotate back to the top, high lunge. Breathe. And then from here we land the right hand. Again, if you need it on a block, you're coming to twisted crescent. Keep the spine long. Left hand behind the head. Open the left elbow to the sky. Tap the left elbow to the inner right elbow. Open up. Squeeze that right glute. Don't collapse through the right side. Really important to keep it on because we're keeping our pelvis still. We're just moving in the upper back. Good. Nice. Hinging in this left hip. Good. Really reach that elbow up. Nice. Last one. Open up. Breathe. Good. Tap down. From here, left hand comes inside the left foot. Okay? Land that back foot so it rotates to the long edge of the mat as if it was coming to a warrior two. And then right fist pushes into the mat. Pull the right elbow. Release. Bring it back down. Drive into this left foot. So the more you drive into it, the more you'll feel it in your inner thigh. Pull the right arm. Release. Try not to look up at your hand. Release the neck down to the left. Good, you should maybe feel this all the way down into the pelvis. Pretty big stretch. Nice, let's do 2 more. Good, breathe. Nice work, guys. Last one. And then rotate back, loading this left leg. You're gonna bring the right knee to your chest with control. Good, land, stabilizing through this left glute. Maybe give it a prod, give it a squeeze. Is it working? Good. Pause here for a moment, think about length in the spine. Left hand comes to the outer edge of the right thigh. Right arm behind you as you rotate to the right. Good, breathe here, keep that length in the spine, and then right arm starts to back circle in that rotation, in that twist. Again, constantly thinking about standing tall. Imagine someone's pulling you from the top of your head with a golden thread. Good. Come back to center. This right foot crosses over the left thigh as you sit back into that standing figure 4, length in the spine. Again, hold on to something if you need to. Bring your hands to blocks. Good. If you want to sit on a chair and do this, sit on a chair and do this. There's always options. You don't have to, don't worry if you can't do this. Use the option that works best for you. Length in the spine, really breathe into that outer hip. It might feel super tight. foot down, come up to stand. Good.